Hello everyone and welcome to the SBI Securities Weekly Wrap podcast. So first let's discuss how the market have been in the week gone by. Indian benchmark indices during the week snapped the fourth consecutive weekly winning streak to close slightly lower as broad-based pain was witnessed in the market. Series advice related to stress of mid-cap and small-cap equity schemes amid rising valuation concerns coupled with regulatory action against Dubai-based Hawala operator has led to sharp sell-off in the small-cap stocks. Additionally, increased number of stocks under ASM and ESM coupled with likely higher margin requirement to triggered accelerated sell-off in the broader market. Global cues were slightly weak as US CPI and PPI data for FAVE came in at 3.2% and 1.6% against the expectation of 3.1% and 1.1% respectively. The surge in the bond yield along with the spike in prices of Brent crude has also dented investor sentiment. Let's talk about weekly sectoral gainers and losers on BSE. BSE IT gained 0.5%, while BSE Realty declined by 9.3%, BSE PSU declined by 8.5%, BSE Metal declined by 7.7%, BSE Power declined by 6.7%, BSE Oil declined by 5.5%, BSE Capital Good declined by 4.5%, BSE Auto declined by 4.3%. Now let's talk about Nifty 50 gainers and losers. The top gainers of Nifty 50 are TCS, Britannia, Bharti Airtel, HDFC Life and Nestle, while the top losers of Nifty 50 are NTPC, Tata Steel, Coal India, Power Grid and Tata Motors. Now let's check on few key monitorables. The FI and DI were net buyers to the tune of 24,866 crore and 14,829 crore respectively. The US 10-year bond yield appreciated by 0.2% during the week, closing in at 4.27%. Crude has increased by 2.9% during the week, closing in at $84.9 per barrel. Now let's talk about few economic development data. Indian retail inflation came in at 5.09%. This is the lowest in the last 4 months. As WPI data came in at 0.2%, the increase in wholesale inflation during Feb 24 was primarily led by increase in the prices of food article, crude, petroleum, natural gas, electricity and machinery and equipment. The CPI data was also out last week. The data came in at 3.2%, marginally above the consensus of 3.1%. The US wholesale inflation came in at 1.6% on a yearly basis and 0.6% on a monthly basis, beating the consensus of 0.3% on a monthly basis growth. Core PPI increased by 2.8% and 0.4% on a yearly and monthly basis respectively. Now let's look at few stock-specific news. HAL signed 2 contracts with Ministry of Defence for a combined value of 8,073 crore for acquisition of 34 advanced helicopters and associated equipment for Indian Army and Coast Guard. This remains positive for the stock. Ajad Engineering signed a $35 million 7-year strategic contract with steam power business of JE Vernova for supply of high complex rotating airfoil for nuclear, industrial and thermal power industries. This remains positive for the stock. Tata Motors signed a MOU with Tamil Nadu government to set up a vehicle manufacturing facility. This MOU requires an investment of 9,000 crore over a period of 5 years. This remains positive for the stock. Intel Corp received an order from Odisha Computer Application Center worth Rs 113 crore for establishment of IP MPLS network connectivity. This remains positive for the stock. SGVM Arm received a LOI from Gujarat Urja Vikas Nigam Limited for a 500 megawatt solar project entailing an investment of 2,700 crore. This remains positive for the stock. Kalpatru Project International Arm bagged a order of 2,455 crore in TD and BNF business verticals. This remains positive for the stock. L&T bagged a major EPC project for gas pipeline in Middle East. The project is valued between the range of 5,000 to 10,000 crore. This remains positive for the stock. Tata Power subsidiary commissioned a 100 megawatt solar PV project coupled with a 120 megawatt hour utility scale battery energy storage system in Chhattisgarh. This remains positive for the stock. Eric Life Sciences announced the acquisition of Biocon Biologics Indian branded formulation business for rupees 1,242 crore. The deal would be funded through debt financing and is expected to be completed by 15th April 2024. This remains positive for the stock. Shree Cement signed the purchase agreement with Starcred LLP to acquire 5 operational RMC plant for a consideration of 33 crore. This remains positive for the stock. JSW Energy received an order worth of 700 megawatt interstate transmission system solar project from Solar Energy Corporation of India. This remains positive for the stock. Jupiter Wagon received an order worth of 957 crore from Ministry of Railway to manufacture supply 2,237 units of BUSM wagons. This remains positive for the stock. Oriental Rail Infrastructure received a LOA worth rupees 1,249 crore from Ministry of Railway for manufacturing and supply of 3,055 BUX NHL wagons. This remains positive for the stock. AG Infra Engineering received a LOA worth rupees 862 crore from NHI. This remains positive for the stock. The International received an order worth rupees 2,257 crore. This remains positive for the stock. Cyient has signed a multi-year service agreement with Airbus for cabin and cargo engineering. This remains positive for the stock. OMCs will cut petrol and diesel prices by 2 rupees per litre from 15 March onward. This remains slightly negative for the OMC companies. Now let's look at the market outlook for the next week. Fed meeting is scheduled on the next week on 19th and 20th of March, which will be an important event to track as Fed commentary on future interest rate trajectory amid recent inflationary reading will be keenly watched. Next week, we expect volatility in the market to continue and hence investors are advised to exercise caution. Investors can adopt gradual development of incremental capital in quality business across sectors like auto ancillary, wealth management, AMC, mining, etc. Corporate action in the next week, kindly refer to the weekly wrap report. The link to view the report is shared in the description box below. This is all about weekly market podcast. Thank you for listening.
Investment in securities market are subject to market risks. Read all the related documents carefully before investing.